We generally are housing anywhere between 300 and 400 dogs. As we get closer to the winter time, that number may actually drop down below 300. We may hit like 270 dogs.
Unfortunately, I never have a shortage of dogs. My name is Matthew Spees, and I'm a kennel supervisor for the city of Los Angeles. I'm in charge of overseeing the care of the animals in the facility. We take everything and anything that comes into this facility. We really can't refuse animals coming in.
We can't pretend that these dogs are just surviving and able to live on the streets. My name is Bill Marin. I've directed a documentary called Street Dogs at South Central. I have sat in a car for hundreds of hours of film watching these dogs live, and I can tell you that it's not okay for them to be living on the streets.
Come on! Oh no, not a runner.
You may or may not have to euthanize some animals because of overpopulation. And we try our best to keep the population down so we don't have to do any euthanasia. But as you can see, we're full now. So.
It can be tough. The good news, though, is in seeing that we're making progress and going and getting more animals adopted, we're getting that much closer to the goal of trying to get to no-kill. The whole idea behind no-kill and the movement is basically the idea that all of the adoptable animals coming into the shelter would be able to find homes.
I'm Sheila Kukan. I am the NKLA manager. 9,000 animals are killed every day in the United States because they don't have space. So we really differentiate between euthanized and killed. Killed is when this animal is perfectly fine, healthy, it's not in its best interest to kill it, we're just killing it because we don't have space or because their time is up. When someone adopts, they are saving 2 lives because they're saving the life of the animal that they take home with them, and they're saving the life of the animal that gets to take its place from one of the city shelters. There's a certain number that we have to save, and I'm confident that we'll hit it. I do think that once we do, it's going to be so impactful across the country because they're like, well, if LA did this and LA is pro-jobs and pro-union and pro-animals, then we can do it too.
My name's Lisa Lange, and I'm a Senior Vice President for PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. The thing I love most about working for PETA is that we're relentless, and we're going to stick with it until we get what we think the animals deserve. I believe because of the no-kill movement, we've lost sight of what a shelter is supposed to be. A shelter is supposed to be a refuge for homeless, needy animals, regardless of how adoptable that animal is. Where do the animals go who are turned away from the no-kill shelters? That's the question, and that's the question they should be asking. Most people who bring an animal to turn them in, well, many people are heartbroken to have to do it. But if they're then turned away, where do they go? Many of the animals are just let go on the street.
The statistics that aren't there are the number of dogs on the streets, the number of dead dogs that have been hit by cars on the streets, and also the number of injured dogs as well as sick dogs. And they should not come from animal services. They should not come from calls or animal control officers' data. It should come from a third party. It's not a no-kill movement if dogs are still being killed by cars.
We usually have happy endings. The only non-happy endings are the pit bulls that are here. A lot of people take big dogs and then, after a year or two, they can't afford to feed them anymore. A year later, their puppies wind up here. So that's the circle.
For better or less, term, they're going into their own prison cell or something like that. It doesn't go over as well. Not to say that this is a prison, but, a lot of people would almost equate it to, but we're a shelter.
So we have our dogs back here. Our promotion that we have coming up is called Home for the Holidays. So we always have really positive branding and we have puppies. People think that there are no puppies in the shelter, but we have everything all the time. The gentleman who is our generous donor for this facility, he wants this to become the future. This facility really is the future of rescue.
The no-kill movement's stated goal is to end shelter killing. And to me, that's appalling. What should be ended is animal homelessness and suffering. we can't have a no-kill city until we have a no-birth city. Yes, maybe they're breathing in and breathing out, and their hearts are beating in their chest, but if they're doing it on the end of a chain, or if they're running the streets, that is no life. And don't feel proud of yourself for having a live save rate, because even though you're not quote-unquote killing, they're dying somewhere, and chances are they're dying in a much worse way than if they were euthanized in a shelter.
They don't want to be a kill shelter. We try and not get there, but when we got dogs in rolling carts, no place to put them. No kill and best friends. They come in and yeah, they do take dogs, but they take cute little dogs. They don't take the pits, but they take the cute little dogs because they're fast food. Pits hang around a while. Same thing here. They just